Meanwhile, the Philippines and Australia agreed to strengthen cooperation and engagement on regional and international issues during their bilateral meeting at the Sofitel Philippine Plaza in Pasay City. President Aquino and Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull signed the joint declaration on the Philippines-Australia Comprehensive Partnership. Also signed after their bilateral meeting was the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Technical, Vocational Education and Training. The President also held a bilateral meeting with South Korean President Park Geun-hye. Their agenda includes the AFP modernization, as we hear from Elena Luna.
The Philippines and Australia signed 2 agreements as President Aquino and Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull held bilateral talks at the sidelines of the APEC summit in Manila. Both leaders are signatories to the joint declaration on Philippines-Australia Comprehensive Partnership. According to President Aquino, the declaration sets the tone, pace, and direction of the Philippines-Australia relations in the years ahead. During their meeting, the Prime Minister said discussions delved on reaffirming the importance of engagement and cooperation in the political, defense and security, law enforcement, and counter-terrorism fields.
We're also very appreciative of the advice that you've given us in terms of the global struggle against terrorism. The Philippines is no stranger to violent extremism, and your government has been, and your predecessors' governments have been very strong in their defence of the civil order. And I thought your views on de-radicalisation were particularly informative and very helpful to us as we consider our responses in Australia.
Australia supports the modernization of the armed forces of the Philippines. Just recently, it donated vessels to the Philippine Navy.
The Prime Minister and I committed to continue working closely towards more substantive and meaningful activities between the armed forces of the Philippines and the Australian Defence Force to build trust and confidence and enhance interoperability. In particular, I thank Prime Minister Turnbull for Australia's continuous support to the modernization of the Philippines' own forces, including the recent donation of 2 landing craft heavy vessels to the Philippine Navy. These are significant assets not only to our defense, but also and more importantly to our disaster response capabilities. One of these vessels, in fact, was used in our Navy's relief operations in the wake of Typhoon Kopo.
Both leaders witnessed the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding on Cooperation in Technical and Vocational Education and Training. The MOU will allow the sharing of knowledge, information and best practices, and the collaboration on significant projects. The President also met with South Korean President Park Geun-hye. He thanked the government of Korea for supporting Philippine projects like the Halaur Multipurpose Project, the Puerto Princesa Development Project, and the Samar Pacific Coastal Road Project. President Park noted that with Korean partnership, the Philippines has become the 4th largest shipbuilding country in the world. President Aquino encouraged more Korean companies to invest in shipbuilding as well as in automotive manufacturing, food production, renewable energy, infrastructure, and PPP projects. President Park is looking forward to more participation of Korean companies in the AFP modernization program. The Philippines acquired its new FA-50 aircrafts from Korea. For the People's Television, Elena Luna.